I am so glad that at the moment that the DA will be getting a chance to show their true colors and show how the ANC is New World Order light and the DA is New World Order heavy. And I will explain that in detail in my meetings. But what I do now is show you what they say themselves, and then you be the judge and then slaughter them at the local government elections. Because in this headline in IOL, a favorite of the Democratic Alliance, the headline reads, Western Cape residents who don't wear their mask could soon face consequences. This is your provincial government in the Western Cape. Cape Town Premier Alan Winde has said the Western Cape government will be looking into a system of consequences for not wearing masks, and that this was one of the things he asked President Cyril Ramaphosa about during Wednesday's meeting of the Presidential Coordinating Council, or the PCC. So this is Alan Winde, the representative of the Democratic Alliance in the Western Cape government as Premier, asking Cyril Ramaphosa, how do we nail the people that don't wear their masks? Now that Biden is his superhero, he feels free to start implementing his crazy nonsense. Speaking during his regular digital news conference on Thursday, Winde said, in the next few days, we will definitely up the law enforcement side of things. Psychotic, demented person. Evil person. Extremely evil. He wants to take your freedom away to make choices. Winde said, I have asked the president that we need to have a look at consequences of not wearing your masks. What are those consequences? Well, we will definitely see if we can be much, much stronger, he says. This is his will. The man is psychotic. He wants to control your and my life. He can go fly a kite. I'll flip and give him one. Really. I mean, these people really peeve me off. While we shouldn't have to spend all our time policing our way out of this, we will make sure that the law enforcement is there and visible in places where people are not following the golden rules, he calls it. Whose golden rules? Psycho man's golden rules. In cases like that, we'll definitely have to come down on you very hard, said Winde. The man is a psychotic dictator. This is what the DA has been. This is what they've been for a very long time. And they're just going to become worse, because they're going to be implementing these New World Order tactics like you've never seen before. And I've told you in the meetings that the DA is not your friend. They are your worst enemy. There have been extensive media reports in the last 24 hours about potential plans by the national government to reintroduce alcohol restrictions and move the curfew earlier. The Western Cape government would not be in support of such interventions. Yes, you must be able to dop stall. The DA likes for people to be able to continue doping and make business, because they are all about business. Their party is a business because they make lots of money. They would be a double blow to our struggling hospitality sector, which employs tens of thousands of people in this province. But you will wear a mask, because I say so. Instead, we need to work with these establishments to ensure compliance. And where it doesn't happen, ensure there is proper enforcement with real consequences. You're now a child to them. It's like a parent telling you how to behave. Piece of rubbish. I do, however, believe that the current requirements allowing 250 people to gather indoors is very high, given that we know that COVID-19 spreads easier in crowded and closed spaces with poor ventilation. Any limitation on the number of people who can gather in an indoor space must be based on thorough scientific evidence and advice to ensure it will be impactful. What proper scientific evidence? Please show it to me, Winde. Winde out the back. Quite frankly, the power is within the hands of the citizens. Let's work together in ensuring that over the next 30 days we flatten this curve, said Winde. What curve? The curve on his flippin' hairstyle. Previously, Winde used Wednesday's Presidential Coordinating Council meeting to argue against a lockdown being imposed on the province and in favor of targeted local interventions based on scientific evidence. I want him to show me the evidence in my face before he forces me to wear a mask in public. Okay. Because until he makes it a law, in which case he will see his backside when the national elections comes around again. I couldn't care less for your regulations. That's me personally. Other people can do what they want. Winde said the discussion Wednesday morning was about the Garden Route and the Eastern Cape and looking at measures in which to curtail the spread of this virus. Has he seen the virus? I want him to show me this virus under an electron microscope. A novel coronavirus. That's what I want him to show me. Prove to me. Prove to me, Alan Winde. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but you prove it to me why you want me to wear a mask. Why can't I wear a mask because of TB? Why don't you force me to wear a mask because of TB? Tell me. The Western Cape has seen a resurgence of COVID-19 in recent weeks, and the increase in cases must be carefully monitored and managed, he said. The Western Cape does not, however, support a lockdown being imposed on the province, said Winde. What he's doing is worse. Far worse. We believe that local targeted interventions based on science and common sense. He's got no common sense. Will not only help flatten the curve of infections, but will also protect businesses and the economy from the negative impact of a lockdown. We await further announcements from the President around potential interventions at a national level in terms of the Disaster Management Act. Let me tell you something. If the DA was in control, this thing would look totally different. We would still probably be in level 5 lockdown. Or we will have New World Order monitoring enforced everywhere. And I rather prefer a stupid, incompetent general lockdown than these idiots targeting you specifically. Because they will come after you like a cat after a flippin' mouse trying to dive into a hole. Even as Winde was speaking, there was criticism from the leader of the provincial opposition, Cameron Dugmore, ANC, who said, from the outset, the DA leadership tried to undermine the national lockdown. They called for the ban on alcohol and cigarettes to be lifted. They even spread mixed messages about the wearing of masks. 100% correct. It is ironic that the provincial government is now talking about its own lockdown, because that is what it is. They are making as if this is not a lockdown. Jordan Lewis, it's not very clever to advise the man in this way. It is the clearest admission that they were wrong. As the ANC, we need to consider serious interventions in the hotspot areas. We do not support a blanket lockdown, said Dugmore. I don't care about any of these parties. You can read the rest of this article. In the description below the video, you'll also find the banking details for 00 Des if you want to contribute towards my meetings, which we need to have rapidly before we are not allowed to meet anymore in the Western Cape. And I will still be touring to the northwest as well as the Northern Cape. And I really want to thank everyone that's made contributions. Please subscribe to this channel. Click the bell icon for notifications. We are at war with these absolute buffoons. We need direct elections in this country. And the sooner the better. We're working hard on growing the people that will fight this tyranny. Thank you very much. Till the next video.